Welcome to Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes. This is Grand Arena, the final match, first week, season 72. And it has been a rough start to the season. Some of it was testing, some of it was self-inflicted. I would have lost these first two matches regardless, though, because we were facing the two strongest accounts in the bracket by a pretty significant amount. With the last round opponent, Leprechaun, he actually had a pretty mediocre defense except for two squads, and we learned a lot of interesting information. One is that it just makes a ton of sense to put home one onto defense because you have to have a strong fleet to beat it. I only had the Profundity, which I used to take out the Executor. Is that what I did? Which was a bad idea. Now looking at this, what I should have done is I should have done the Endurance up against the Executor. We could have picked apart, or we may have been able to use Empire up against the Negotiator, and then we could have done a home one mirror. But I thought I could pick apart the home one, which was not the case. You kind of need to have a proper fleet. That was miscalculated on my part, but I have made some changes to my defense because of it. Now, I think I've picked up at least one hold. Let's see where it is. Probably in fleet if we didn't grab it in these squads yet. No, right here, Jabba grabs one. Maybe we got another in fleet. No. Yeah, he didn't have any issues. I have moved my home one to defense from experiencing what this guy did to me. Now we've got to salvage our week. We're going up against the Schwartz. Similar-ish GP. He's got 500k more, fewer Zetas, fewer Amis, but not by that much. We're pretty even on Amis. 9GL player. He's got 295 relic units. That's almost all of the game. That's pretty good. I'm the second fewest. With the tier totals, we are I've got one more tier 9, so basically even at tier 8. He's got 30 more at tier 7. That's the biggest difference. But that is more manageable. Then looking at mods, I've got better top 25 average, significantly better top 500 average, and then when we look at the counts, I've got 16 more 25 plus, over 100 more of 20 plus, and 15 plus, like 200 more. So pretty significant modding advantage. Datacrons, he's keeping track with the bracket. When we're looking at the modding of the GLs, we kind of go back and forth. I've got, about half and half. He's got an advantage on half, I have an advantage on half. And we're looking at Malgus with triple, Starkiller with 2, nothing on dash. We got a double Afra. We got doubles on most of these characters, nothing on Zori, single on Third Sister, triple Malicos, triple on Bo, double Bane. We've got double Jar Jar, double Cadme, single on Luthen, a double on Jocasta, nothing on the Fugitive Squad. We got CX2, we have a triple Exile, triple Ray, triple... Why did I lose his name? Where did his name go? Balin! Bane was in my head for some reason, okay. Zelbar, we got Morgan, Night Troopers, okay, whatever, all this is fine. Let's move on. We are looking for Drogon as we look into the quality of his modding. Nothing is really popping out as too problematic. I imagine it's fairly decent, but let's see here. It's got Maz, triples, got Zori there. There's Drogon right here by Saw, which is pretty shallow. That's 42. Yeah, 42 characters to my like 64, 65-ish. So I've got about 20 characters on him. Nobody's looks too problematic though with the characters he's missing. Like definitely some he'd want faster. Okay, but the key characters are fast. Now let's take a look. I made changes to my defense based on the last encounter, because we had to face some problematic things. This here has not changed from last round. Over here, I added Maz Kanata. Because I don't have the right level 6 on this, but we're just going to the level 9. That fear was a nightmare to deal with, and you needed to have a proper counter. And it took me a little bit to remember that I had Great Mother. Because in 3v3 I have Great Mother on defense. I just had it in my head that I didn't have Great Mother available. But you got to use a real counter, because Maz Kanata can eat up some GLs. She can eat Lord Vader, Kenobi, JML, Bane, well, C Bane. This team is something that has to be considered, planned for. Now, the back wall here, what do we got going on? This hasn't changed. I really don't like this JMM squad. I was really trying to hold out judgment until I got to experience it, and since experiencing it, I am woefully unimpressed. I was using it on offense for a while, but I don't know, it's more like, it's a little disappointing. Okay, we got Saw, we got Balin, Finn, Zori, okay, Gungans. We're gonna be able to, we might be able to throw some weight around. Okay, what do we have here? Alright, I've done no scouting, no exile, so we can use Malicos. Alright, we're gonna, this will just be good to get our footing back after a rough week. Alright, so we got most of that squad. What do we want this final slot with? Do I have a preference? Do I think I need Kylo? No, I don't need Kylo. Alright, let's jump to full screen. We have unaligned force user Crons. What if we've got a Seer Junda one, which I don't even know if is good for the squad, but whatever. Alright, just doing a final moment to make sure I don't do any dumb things like we did in the first match of the week. I went into a Mandalorian bow Lord Vader counter without the Rolocron. That's the kind of stuff I was doing in the first match. And I just woke up from a nap. So I just want to make sure we're playing sharp. We're not quite in the land of the living yet. Yeah, let's see if we can trigger Swallow. Did it. Good. Alright, let's try and trigger BB-8. Or just take BB-8 out. That's acceptable. Okay. Alright, we're at 50. We'll stun and cleanse. Now we're working on Ray. Triggered on Ray. Basic. And down. Alright. Just use basics until Ray attacks. Here we go. We'll chuck this over at Holdo. Knock her out. Okay. Knock her out. Yeah. I'm so glad I have Ray now. Always being without Ray for the entire, whenever she was released, just years and years and years of not having Ray. But I guess for most, there was a period where she wasn't that much of a nuisance on defense, but with the Crons, with Exile, she's just such a nuisance. And my not having her was just making my defense so trivial. Alright, let's make sure we use the Rolocron this time. Alright, so we take that daze, get a couple hits, throw the damage immunity over on Grogu, plus get rid of that daze there. We call an assist. Okay. I'm gonna go Shred first. We AoE. Scorch is down. Now I'm prioritizing Disguised. Oh, there he goes. He's hiding now. Let us... Who wants it? I'm throwing it on Grogu again. Even though the 9 stacks was a... Oh, okay. No, that's fine. Alright. Call the assists. Focusing on Vader. Because we have to. This is what happened in the last round too. Just didn't quite get the RNG that would have been nice to go after Disguised or CX. Alright, this stun's not great. I'm a little worried. Everybody has days? Yeah, everyone has days. I need this stun to go away. Alright. Yeah, let's hit the stagger. There we go. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, Disguised is down. Can I'm gonna heal. I'm a little worried with how this was going. Okay. Lord Vader now. Now we can auto from here. Yeah, I've been a little busy this weekend. Haven't been able to work on videos like I wanted, but we should have a roster video out soon. A couple other items. Okay, so he's got Swordicron, so I'm probably using JMK there with Cadme. Looking at Relic 9, so we're going to be using Gas. Although, Echo kind of messes this up. I'm just going to gamble on the fact that his mods aren't great, and that we're going to get away with this. Max health damage? Yeah. Health tenacity. Let's take this one. Should I have my Saw on defense now? If I'm using this counter more often than my Rebel Fighter counter? Probably. Alright, calling the assist. We are, yes, we are doing the debuffs. Do I want to form up? I'm going to hold off for a turn. Because Pow's about to go. Alright. Oh, and Echo. Yeah, I'm glad I waited, because Echo would have messed me up with these debuffs. Okay, let's AoE form up now. I'm working on the Handmaiden. Not quite through the protection. There we go. Almost there. Okay. I would like to take out Pow first if I can. Well, how's this gonna go? I'm kind of feeling like this will be so much easier without Echo. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we should be going after Padme. What am I doing? Damage immunity is off of her. It's the window has closed. Okay, but we should have an aerial advantage pretty soon, which will allow us to very quickly get back to where we need to be. Let's get rid of these buffs. More debuffs. Here we go. Take her out. Call the assist on the Gas. I like calling in Gas because he does more damage. Oh, come on. Okay, this should do it. Awesome. try and take out Cadme before she brings back the decoy, but we should have time. The only issue is if Qui-Gon stealths. Oh, come on. Right here. It's over. You know, I feel like it hurts my ability to ramble watching basketball now that the basketball season is started. Because it keeps happening in every one of these videos that I've got nothing to talk about other than like the turns and moves and my thinking, which I know is probably better. But it also helps to kind of like talk about some of the stuff. The next thing I'm anticipating is Fallout, the next Fallout Season 2. Which should be great. Let's just do JMK. This is kind of just like the JMK's only job, which is not great for him. What do we want to do? How about that? Sortie stops Wampa, so we're not going to use Wampa there. Alright. The way that I play this, probably everybody plays this the same way now. In the early days, when all this was new, there was some debate as to, do you want to charge up first and go after Bosch and take out Bosch first? For me, it was, you just get rid of Chrysanthemum. And then you start charging up. All right. Come on, man. All right, 52%. Taking a couple hits. Alright, put the Sheehan? And keep charging. Going after Bosch. Keep the damage immunity and the healing, not the damage immunity, the healing immunity over there. Feels like the modding's pretty good on this squad. Let's get rid of that damage immunity. We're going to keep going. He's taken a lot of turns, so I do think his modding is good. Alright. Now we are at the ultimate. Let's target. Eliminate, well, not quite eliminate, but Bosch will be out soon. Come on. We might lose this one. I think the Rancor could come out pretty soon. This is a good squad. I'm going with the attack. We need Bosch down. Alright, let's hit Lando. That was perfect. That's fine. Best case scenario. Oh my god, that was best case scenario. Perfect. Alright, let's deal with Boba Fett. Come on. Boba Fett is now down. Now let's focus over on Jabba. I'll manage this for a moment, but then we'll auto. You know what, let's get rid of all these buffs here. They're just kind of annoying me, but let's get back on track onto Jabba. We need to get land a healing immunity. We're not. Alright, drop a shred. been enough time? Maybe we need to do this. I'm not... I wasn't keeping track of where we are with the turns if we're charging the ultimate yet. Yeah, we are. Let's drop a armor shred over onto Chrysanthemum. Clock's a small concern, but very small concern. I'm gonna opt for the charge. Okay. 30 seconds. That's a little nerve-wracking. There we go. Ultimate. Auto. Job will be down 1 second, and then we just got 20 seconds to deal with Chrysanthemum, but he's already got 2 armor shreds. Awesome. Nah, was a little tight. Okay, now we have Ahsoka, who will have exile. We have Maz, but not with Sana. Okay. Now, I'm going to not mess around with it this time. We have Night Sisters. We've got Great Mother. We are doing that. Let's grab these guys. I want a Night Sister crown. I'm grabbing Asajj because she has relics. Although, maybe her Ami's helping. What does her Ami do? Alright, we have an Acolyte Kron. Actually, what is the level 6? I want extra damage. What does this do again? Damages an enemy. So we're going to land an armor shred. And it's going to expose them. God, who cares? Who cares? I'm going to do it anyway. I don't really think it matters. This is a much easier one than the last one we faced. Alright, we take the hits. Yeah, watch that last video to see how much of a nightmare that team was. It still almost took out these Night Sisters. And this is also not going great. Okay. I'm gonna have to check these mods for next week. Okay. I'm gonna get rid of Ethano next. Ethano can be a little scary. Yeah, let's take out Hondo before Hondo goes crazy. I should be using specials. What am I doing? We'd be getting an assist if I was using a special. Okay. Alright, we're done. It'd be nice to pick up some holds from mine. That's on defense. It's a really impressive squad. See, Maz has been great. Jedi Master Mace Windu, not great. Fugitive Squad, not great. And not great's my way of saying it's bad. I'm trying to be nice. Also, I'm trying to retain the possibility that these things become better. Like, what's the name of that guy? That Jedi that we don't have that's good? What's his name? He's got the dreads. He's like a big, from Clone Wars, one of the big ones that we're missing. Doesn't matter. All right, let's do Leia here. I should have Lord Vader on defense. Okay. So Drogon, not you. Where's Jin? Rogue One Kron. I've got a year. I guess is it a word? Is it kebab? It's not kebab. What is the specific classification for that? It's just like a wrap. It's not a. It's like a Middle Eastern wrap. I guess it's technically a gyro, but it's not quite. But I bring it up because one of the things that I find very inexplicable is that we don't have like a doner kebab like they do in Europe. Like specifically the one that I had in Germany. Those things are incredible. Among the best sandwiches I've ever had. And I don't understand why they aren't stateside. They are delicious. They are much better than the gyros that we have here, like the kebab wraps that we have here. They're inferior. And I feel like somebody would just do great business bringing that beautiful, delicious sandwich over here. I'll throw it on her, even though I know she's not going to assist. I just would rather her have the call to action. Alright. There goes Huyang. Let's deal with Syndulla. Okay. She's got the what is this called again? Backup plan. Okay. Alright, we're at 92% on that ultimate. Ultimate's probably, well, maybe, I can't target anyone this turn. Let's target Ahsoka. Get the ambush trigger. Oh, come on. All right, triggered the ambush. Now I'm going to try and trigger it on, or not trigger, yeah, trigger the ambush on Exile as well. Alright, 2 stacks, 4 stacks, 5, 6. Put I guess it wasn't quite everybody. Alright, let's attack Ahsoka. We're stacking Mastery. Let's put call to action over here. Maybe I should have hit that stagger, but whatever. Apparently they understand that it's in their interest to go after Radis. Alright. Let's start working on Exile. Auto. Yeah, you know what? I feel like talking about sandwiches right now. Maybe it's because I'm hungry and I want to have dinner. Best sandwiches. That doner kebab is among this. This is not in an order, but my top 5. They're banh mi. And I want a banh mi with everything on it, with all the weird meats and stuff, like the head cheese and the other stuff they put on a real one. And I don't like some of these American ones where you choose like one meat. The best, my introduction to them, and maybe this is the problem, my introduction to banh mi was in Chicago at this place in the near Andersonville called Ballet. Like right, I think it's technically on the border of Andersonville. Andersonville being like the Swedish neighborhood, and right below it you have this Vietnamese neighborhood. And Ballet had incredible cheap banh mi, and it kind of ruined me because it's still the best banh mi I've ever had. And I'm just kind of always a little disappointed, especially in San Diego here. A lot of the banh mi is pretty weak. But I still love a good one. And then we have the Cuban. Oh my god, you get a good Cuban. But the problem is there's a lot of mediocre Cubans out there. What are we grabbing here? Do I have a preference? Let's just grab this one. This doesn't really matter. I don't even need... You know what? I tried to undersize this in the first match and it didn't go well. So, and I don't need Bane. Maybe I do need Bane. Am I gonna... What do I have to deal with up top? Oh, you know what? We got to do some testing. I guess we'll do it with Finn. Let's do testing now. Let's do Bounty Hunters. Let's do Zuckus. Because we got lucky with the Crystal Pole. So I have a good Zuckus. And to pair with my good Zuckus, I have a terrible Forlom. Alright, how do I want to play this? We'll do Fennec. And we are going to grab this Eidenkron so we have something that we can put on them to increase their Maybe I should put Zam in. Maybe Zam. Yeah, this is going terribly. I need to be way faster for next week. I was trying not to do speed mods. But, you know, I should have brought in Zam. Alright, let's get out of here. I haven't had any good results with that thing. And not to say that's not a good squad. It is a good squad. Check out Glermit's video. He put out a video showing his taking down an Ahsoka. That was some nice stuff. The Vader Kron was such a disappointment. It looked so fun, and it just... You haven't been able to do anything with it. Maybe in the early game it would be an excellent Kron. But in the late game... I've just been putting it on for stats. Like, I goofed around for a little bit, but it very quickly proved itself not to be useful. And for how expensive these Krons are. Like how we're just using Sortie to become, like, a counter to the Wampagron. Like, this is not what these Krons should be for. It's just kind of, like, turn into, like, these resource sinks. Okay. Let us basic, increase cooldowns. I'll let it take over. No, I'm not going to let it take over because he's going to use the Annihilate in a dumb spot. Alright, that'll give us a little bit of Loyal Hand, isolate here. Now we can start focusing on bringing down these stacks. I guess I could auto on basic, but I don't really need to do that though. Alright, we do our Held by Hatred. Let us dispel some of these retributions and these buffs. increase the cooldowns and pull a stack away. 6. Okay. Down to a 2. Back up to 3. Some of these teams are really well mounted. I'm just noticing how this just, like, we're not in danger of losing this or anything, but you can this one feels much more threatening. The fact that we might lose our Talon is kind of a reflection of how there's a lot of things working about this squad. So even though this guy's mods were bad, they're not all bad. Like, he has a lot of things that are working right. Like we saw it in the Java squad, we're seeing it here. These are well modded teams. Okay. I guess we're done having fun. So if we did Seabane over there, I guess we can do SLKR here, which would leave us with what up against Saw. I guess we just do JML versus Saw. Alright, we'll keep talking sandwiches. I'm not going to consider things like a burger, even though technically a sandwich is really not into the spirit of what we're discussing here. But I do love a smash burger. Alright, what are we doing here? I feel like Rex is going to be annoying. I'm going to mark Rex. Even though maybe we should have focused on... I should have gone after Saw and delayed him throwing off the bombs. Alright, let's get rid of these debuffs. Stun everybody. Alright, we got a dispel over there. You know what? Let's increase cooldowns here. We'll drop a shred. Alright, he's down. And now back. Revan goes down so easy. Well, I mean, I do have a Relic 5 Revan, but still. This is going terribly for me. Are you serious? Okay. Okay. Alright, where are we at? I don't want to take... Yes. Get out of stealth. I want to take out Saw is what I want to do. I want to take out somebody who matters. Okay. Alright, let's eliminate Saw. And from here, see what is going on. Just sometimes you want GLs to behave like GLs. This is another squad that I probably need to look at some of the mod. What? You telling me I needed to actually like reflect on this match? This is ridiculous. This has probably happened to me before too. Okay, what do we got here? Make sure we have the right pilot. Alright. Okay, let's just auto, it's over. We're just gonna make this quick and do Seabane. Let's wrap up. Okay. Link up Jocasta. I feel just... I respect Jocasta. Okay. Already rifled. Don't like that. Don't. Alright, we gotta link up again, but it's good. We'll increase. Fine, whatever. Every battle is one battle closer to the second half of my wrap. You know what? Let's have fun. Let's do fun with Hondo. I don't have a leader anymore. Who cares? Okay. Do I want to respect anybody here? Let's throw this over on... Let's throw it on Luthen, but I think I should have gone for the basic. Okay. Now we've got our 10 stacks. Been stunned. 20 stacks. 32 stacks. The stun's a big annoyance. We're gonna capture Rex. Rex is the one who's really affecting this. Alright. This should take out Rex right here. Rex is down. Basic over here. Okay. Now we just need to manage Cara Dune properly. And there we go. And how are we playing fleet? What do we have? I've got the Profundity. So I have to do the endurance counter on the Leviathan. All right. Endurance. No, that's endurance punishing one. Endurance Leviathan. I need my notes. You'd think I'd have this memorized by now, but maybe relying on the notes is what's preventing me from memorizing it. Okay. So, we're doing the special. Capital Ship AoE. Basic with Anakin. And the Marauders second special, we are stealthing. And now we have the Marauder. We want to use the basic and do a buff dispel. The taunts passed, which means we can target the Fury. Well, actually not. This is not. We're off track. So Marauder, I want to do the first special, get our Valor and stuff going. And I am bringing out Ahsoka. She's going to dispel. I'm going to target the dagger and take out the Fine. AoE. Now we throw this onto the Marauder, but this isn't exactly going the way that I want it to. Probably close enough. These attacks over on Ahsoka are good. Alright, Ahsoka's gone. Seriously? Alright, Scimitar's coming out. Down. Ultimate. Do I want a Valor? I probably want a basic, right? If I had plan 99, do I have, is that what that thing is? I feel like I want to do damage though. Whatever, we're gonna do it. Alright. You know what? Let's get rid of the Scimitar. It was available and vulnerable. Now, hopefully I can take out the Fury class Interceptor before this battle is over. Because I think we're going to have to clean this up. This is not feeling like one we're winning. Yeah, this isn't feeling good. Yeah, we're feared. Hit me. He's gonna hit 40 and take me out. I'm gonna heal a little bit because maybe do we survive one hit? Yeah, okay. All right. Still a bit of a pain, but we can work with that. All right, here I am. You need to do a mirror for the profundity. Has to be a mirror. And we're bringing in the Empire. But you know what this... Oh, well, no, I guess it doesn't mean that exactly. I don't think he can clear my fleet. No, maybe. I'm doing reinforced hull first. That's what I prefer to do with mine. Come on, give me the assists. Do I want to go first with this? I'm bringing this out first, but I don't know if that's the right call. Come on, just go. You're taking too long, man. There we go. Okay. That's fine. Conflagration. That takes care of the Outrider. We'll deal with Rogue One now. Or we can't. Let's bring out our own Rogue One. Okay. All right. Okay, we got those couple hits. And we're done. But we still have some complexities here. So we're beginning... We got to gamble with this one. They're bringing out the Scythe. And there is a lot of RNG to this. Yeah, let's just bring it all in, whatever. Can we take it out fast enough? Alright, I'm bringing out the Defender. We're going to stun the Razor Crest. I feel like this goes much better taking out the Razor Crest. We're going to formation, get rid of the tenacity up. The stun coming off of... Oh, we can dispel. Is this turn meter? Yeah, I want that turn meter. Oh my god. Finally. He took some hits. He probably has a decent Dengar. Alright, here's Houndstooth. Okay. But we're in a good position now. Now if they could take out one of those TIE fighters, this would be a little bit easier. Alright, AoE. Let's get some ability blocks. Perfect. Good. Because now we can bring out the Interceptor. But our TIE fighter friends are gone. Let's heal up the Defender. Because Defender is going to be one of the big ways that we manage Houndstooth. Yeah, I would like to delay the Houndstooth and just take it out if we can. Come on, man. Yeah, let's do this. The turn meter was tempting, but oh, come on. There we go. 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 Perfect. Okay. We're good. And now here, I'm gonna try Radis. Oh wait, no. We're gonna do it anyway. There's some things here that are gonna not be ideal, but we're gonna do it anyway. Because we can... I forget. Alright, we're wobbling. Let's... It's gonna give him 10 stacks, but I want to pull turn meter from it. We'll pull turn meter here. I think that was the right call. Alright, we're taking some hits. There's the trigger. Okay, comeuppance. Wait, can we not get assists anymore? Wasn't that a change they made? Yeah, that was a change they made that I didn't like. But whatever, we're done. Alright, I think that's a win. We did a little bit of goofing around, but I really don't think he's gonna play this all that cleanly. I think that's pretty safe. So a 1-2 week, not the greatest start to this season, but we did learn a lot, and I think the rest of this season is going to go a lot better. We were also kind of close, high up in Kyber too, and yeah, look out for some videos forthcoming, particularly on that title update in the era battles. That I will have some things to talk about. But thank you for watching. Be nice to each other, everybody. This is Still Plays Galaxy of Heroes.